This is an emergency alert. Please remain calm. This is not test. The World Safe Protection Agency has issued an anomalous warning. You should heed the following message. Remember, safety comes first. Attention! An abnormal growth has been detected in these chunks. If you are in these chunks, find the nearest shelter. Do not approach an unfamiliar vegetation. Stay inside the shelter until further notice. Reports indicate that these new growths are invasive and aggressive. Early observations suggest they have started to move. Some have been reported to spread at an accelerated rate. Secure all entrances and openings. Use sturdy building materials to block doors and windows. Wooden planks or cobblestone are strongly recommended. Avoid any contact with the vegetation. Do not consume food, water, or items that may have come into contact with the growth. Get to an elevated area. The overgrowth thrives at ground level and underground. Moving to a higher position significantly reduces exposure. Turn off all external light sources. The vines appear to react to light, especially torches and lanterns. Extinguish these if near the overgrowth. It appears that this unknown vegetation takes the appearance of black and blue vines. The unknown vegetation known as overgrowth is dangerous. Avoid going in areas underground as the overgrowth thrives down there. The origin of this overgrowth remains unknown, and it is unclear whether it is natural or and something else. Until further notice, treat all affected chunks as highly hazardous zones. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Remember, safety comes first. This is an emergency alert. Please remain calm. This is not test. The World Safe Protection Agency is issuing a critical update regarding the ongoing overgrowth phenomenon. Stay attentive and follow all instructions provided. The overgrowth has spread further than initially reported. Affected chunks now include several additional regions, and new behaviors have been observed. Individuals in these areas are urged to evacuate immediately to pre-designated safe zones. Do not attempt to retrieve belongings. Your safety is the priority. Unusual properties detected. Witnesses report that proximity to the overgrowth causes disorientation, auditory disturbances, and sudden vision impairment. Some individuals have claimed to hear faint whispers or low, rhythmic sounds emanating from the vines. If you experience any of these symptoms, immediately distance yourself from the affected area. Increased activity underground. The overgrowth is spreading aggressively in cave systems and lower terrain. Recent cave-ins and block destabilization have been reported. Do not enter any underground areas. For those unable to evacuate, update your shelter preparations as follows. Reinforce all entrances with multiple layers of blocks. Use non-flammable materials where possible. Maintain low visibility. Avoid using light sources that may attract the overgrowth. If the overgrowth infiltrates your shelter, retreat to a higher floor or exit through a safe route. Do not attempt to cut or break the vines. This has been shown to accelerate their spread. All reports of overgrowth activity should be directed to the World Safe Protection Agency hotline. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Remember, safety comes first. This is an emergency alert. Please remain calm. This is not test. The World Safe Protection Agency has issued a critical escalation warning regarding the overgrowth phenomenon. This is the third and most urgent advisor so far. All individuals within affected chunks must act immediately. New emergency protocols. The overgrowth has gotten more dangerous. Previous unaffected regions are now at risk. If you are in a safe shelter, remain where you are and continue to follow the outlined safety measures. If you are in an unprotected or compromised area, you must evacuate immediately to a designated safe zone or a reinforced shelter. Overgrowth updates. Heightened aggression. Reports indicate the overgrowth is now actively seeking out vibration, sound, and movement. Instances of vines breaching reinforced barriers have increased significantly. Movement outside shelters is strongly discouraged. Increased impact on survivors. Individuals exposed to the overgrowth report intense auditor hallucinations, severe disorientation, and temporal paralysis. Symptoms worsen with prolonged proximity. Critical shelter adjustments. Double reinforce entrances. Stack layers of obsidian, cobblestone, or other blast-resistant blocks. Avoid using wooden planks or flammable materials. Avoid noise and movement, and vibrations or sounds appear to attract the overgrowth. Minimize activity within your shelter. Stay elevated. Survivors on higher levels report lower incidences of vine infiltration. Maintain a clear and safe escape route to higher ground. Evacuation orders. For those in newly affected chunks, evacuate immediately. Abandon belongings and prioritize safety. Avoid routes that lead through cave systems or areas with visible vine activity. Follow evacuation paths marked by the World Safe Protection Agency. Do not attempt to engage with or destroy the overgrowth. Direct end sightings or updates to the World Safe Hotline. The spread has accelerated, and containment efforts are ongoing. Cooperation and vigilance are essential. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Remember, safety comes first. This is an emergency alert. Please remain calm. This is not a test. The overgrowth phenomenon is escalating beyond all previous expectations. The following information is critical for your survival. The symptoms of overgrowth are much more serious than previously thought. Faint whispers becoming loud, deafening screeches, uncontrollable shaking, and paralysis. A creeping black and blue discoloration on exposed skin. Survivors showing these symptoms have been missing. Evacuation is no longer recommended. Attempting to flee through infested chunks significantly increases exposure. If your shelter remains secure, stay hidden. If compromised, prioritize silence and elevation over distance. It is kill or be killed. If someone acts strange or erratic, kill them. They were not alive to begin with. There are disturbing accounts of vines forming human-like silhouettes near heavily infested areas. Witnesses claim these shapes mimic the movements and voices of those they consume. If you encounter such an entity, do not approach. Do not engage. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Remember, safety comes first. This is an emergency alert. This is not a test. This is the final broadcast from the World Safe Protection Agency. The overgrowth has entered an irreversible phase of spread and aggression. All known efforts to contain or combat it have failed. This message is intended to provide critical survival instructions for the few remaining uninfected. Critical update. The overgrowth is no longer a passive threat. It is now exhibiting behavior that can only be described as intelligent and malicious. Physical trespassing. Vines now breach reinforced barriers, including obsidian. They seem to focus on areas with the highest concentration of survivors, overwhelming shelters within minutes. No material has proven impervious to their spread. Biological takeover. New symptoms in exposed individuals include loss of control. Survivors are seen wandering into infested areas with no awareness of their actions. Total transformation. Victims consumed by the vines are re-emerging as mobile entities entirely controlled by the overgrowth. These entities are hostile and act to spread the infestation further. Survival. Sever all connections. Trust no one. If you are in a group, maintain distance and monitor each other closely for symptoms. Isolation may be your only chance. Evacuate. It has been decided that you must get within 100 chunks from here. You have 24 hours to do so. Prepare for complete darkness. Light now guarantees discovery. Extinguish all sources immediately. Movement without light will be difficult, but it is your best chance of avoiding detection. Final warning. There are no safe zones. This is no longer a coordinated response. You are on your own. The overgrowth is everywhere, and its spread is accelerating. You have 24 hours to get 100 chunks away. Stay silent. Stay hidden. Do not trust anything. Good luck.